This is way worse than we thought. A lingering injury for a Royals player couldn't have come at a worse time, as it's now turned into a season-ending surgery. Luckily for Kansas City, they won't have to look very far for answers, with in-house options ready to step up and fill that void. We have all the latest news and updates right here on Royals Digest. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Sparks, and I hope you all are having a fantastic day. If you haven't already, do me a huge favor, hit that bell, hit that button so you never miss an episode posted here on Royals Digest, as we're going to be bringing you guys daily sports content, of course, surrounding the Kansas City Royals, don't you worry. But every single day, all throughout this long 162-game season, with videos just like these, but also shorts, pre- and post-game live streams. I mean, the whole 9 yards. We're going to have you guys covered from start to finish. Now, in today's episode, we're talking some very unfortunate news, regarding a player that has been dealing with this certain injury for ever since last year. It's kind of been in his back pocket. It's been lingering around, like I said in the intro, and so we got a huge update regarding him and that injury before Game 1 of the Athletic Series. If you guys did not catch that update, it's about Jonathan India. And Andy Rogers of MLB.com announced Jonathan India had labral repairs surgery today. He'll be out for the rest of the season. Man, oh man, poor India. So unfortunate for a number of reasons. The first one being, obviously, the dude had to get surgery and his season is cut short. He is sidelined for the rest of the season. That just sucks. You hate to see that, especially so early on into the season, and with an injury that has been kind of following him around for a while. Now, again, it dates back to 2025. It just sucks overall. You hate to see it. And another reason why this is horrible for India, because this was a pivotal season for him. He is set to be a free agent after this year. He avoided arbitration with Kansas City this offseason, signing a 1-year, $8 million contract. So this was kind of like a prove-it year. You know, he didn't have his best year, his best debut year, I should say, with Kansas City last year. And we'll get into that here in a little bit. And so the Royals wanted to see more. I wanted to see more. I was very excited whenever he came to Kansas City. If you guys can recall, he was traded from Cincinnati to Kansas City for Brady Singer. And he was kind of the perfect fit for this team during that time. You know, after the 2024 season, after making the postseason, bringing back October baseball to Kansas City. I mean, the breakout year for the Kansas City Royals. There was one missing piece to that offense. There was one missing piece to that lineup, and that was a solidified leadoff guy. This was before Michael Garcia really broke out onto the scene. They didn't really have a solidified leadoff guy, a guy that can get on base at a high rate, a guy that can really take that role and run with it, especially with the supporting cast and Bobby Witt Jr., Vinnie Pasquantino, and Salvador Perez. Now, again, Michael Garcia has been added to that into that conversation, but at the time, it was really just Bobby, Vinny, and Salvi. And so, whenever they traded for India, I know personally I was excited. A lot of people were excited. There were high expectations for India coming into Kansas City because he fit that role to a T. He's a former 2021 National League Rookie of the Year. He's a leadoff guy, plays second base. He got on base at a high rate. His on-base percentage was really good, and that's really what made him stand out and made him a perfect fit for this team. And so whenever he got traded, the Royals already had a second baseman in Michael Massey. So they were like, you know what, this is going to be a position battle. Why not throw you guys around the field? So they put both India and Massey in the 2025 spring training, threw them out in the outfield at third base. India actually made the opening day lineup playing third base, but India we'll get into the stats now because I do want to talk about his first year in Kansas City. It was unfortunately one of his worst years, his career low season for Jonathan India, and so I think that disappointed a lot of people. Unfortunately, he slashed a career low, 233, 323, and 346. It was a hard transition year for him. Didn't have his best stuff at the plate. Just not the best year. It is what it is. It happens to players. Players have down years, and unfortunately, it was just his debut year in Kansas City after the trade. And it sucks to say, but he also had trouble at the plate and also in the field. You know, like I said, they kind of try to throw him around at third base like he did on the opening day lineup. They also in the outfield but he had trouble in the outfield. He didn't look comfortable at third base, and even in his primary position, he didn't look great at second base as well. And so it just overall was a rough year for India. He also had those injuries in his back pocket that flared up last year. Collectively, just no bueno. Not a great year. So they went into the offseason, like I said, avoided arbitration. The Royals wanted to see more out of India. They thought that there was still something there that he could, provide this team. And I thought so too, and a handful of people as well. I mean, we saw his track record. He has stuff to back it up. He can be a good, valuable player to a team. And so that's what they did. And unfortunately, just that injury got serious, had to get surgery, and now he's sidelined for the rest of the year. So where does that leave second base? Like I said in the intro, the Royals have options. Luckily, they won't have to, go out and try to find someone that can play second base. They have a handful of options. They have two. Like I said, Michael Massey. That's going to be the guy now at second base. Michael Massey. But he also has some issues staying healthy. He, was only limited, I think, to 77 games last year in 25. He started off this season on the injured list due to a calf strain. But ever since returning from the injured list and ever since returning to this team in 2026, he's been swinging the bat well. He's been squaring it up really good. You don't need to worry about his fielding. He won a Gold Glove in the minors. He looked comfortable out there in left field. He looks great over there at seconds. He's a good option. He really is. If he can stay healthy, he's a great option. He's not going to wow you with his at bats and everything like that. But he has been hitting the ball really hard this year. His squared up rate is above average right now, and I think he's got like 5 doubles as well. So he's a good option. He's obviously going to be the starter. But also another guy is Nick Loftin, who grinded this spring training. He needed to have a good spring training so he could make the opening day roster. Whenever Massey ended up on the IL, it kind of was a free shot for Loftin to get up to the opening day roster. And he did. He made the opening day roster, and then it was made clear in spring training, whenever Massey is healthy, he will have that spot. So whenever Massey was healthy, they sent down Nick Loftin, and then unfortunately Jonathan India got hurt, and so they sent Nick Loftin back up, and ever since, Loftin hasn't looked back. He has looked really, really good at the plate, swinging the bat very well, being very productive. And Saturday's 12-1 win over the Los Angeles Angels, Loftin had a career night. He drove in a career high of 4 RBIs. And so just overall, swinging the bat very well. He's a versatile guy. He can play around the field. But with Loftin swinging the bat righty, Massey swinging the bat lefty, and how Q likes to platoon, I think it's just going to be a straight platoon for however long it decides to go. It could be for the rest of the year. Who knows? But those are definitely going to be the number 1 and number 2 options at second base. Again, unfortunate injury for Jonathan India. We'll see how his future kind of plays out. Just not even in Kansas City, but the entire MLB. Other than that is all I have for you guys here on Royals Digest. Let me know what your guys' overall thoughts are in the comments section below. This team's on a winning streak. 4 games in a row, 5 out of the last 6. It's really starting to look like they're turning a corner, and it's very fun to watch. But other than that is all I have for you guys here on Royals Digest. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your weekend as always. Go Royals.